Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to PPTV. My name is Kenneth and I'm a fat boy who likes chocolate cake as much as I like audio. You know, last week we talked about ear tips. We started off with the silicone ear tips. This week we're going to talk about foam and hybrid ear tips. These are very good ways to change the sound to suit your character. Some of the terminology that we used last week will be used in this video as well, so please check out the video link to find out more about those terminology. And with that, check out the video below. So to start things off, we are starting with foam ear tips. Foam ear tips have been very popular since the beginning of IEMs getting popular, and one of the most prominent brands making foam ear tips would be Comply. They have been around forever, ever since Westone came out with their first UM1s. It's already on it, and until today they still make awesome foam ear tips. Foam is a very soft material, and this makes it extremely comfortable. To wear them is very simple. All you do is you just roll them up in your fingers and just shove it in your ear and let it expand naturally. And with that, let's study a bit more about the foam ear tip structure. Let's go. So the Comply tips actually have a medium opening, and with a medium opening you expect to have some high energy passing through. But is this the case? Let's find out with the other parts. Now, with the dome, well, technically the Comply ear tips don't really have a dome. They actually have foam around it, so the dome is the foam. And foam is a very soft material. What happens is that a lot of high frequencies get trapped by the foam as it leaves the opening. And also to add on, the stem of the Comply ear tips is that it's actually very soft, so it doesn't actually carry a lot of the energy forward. So what happens when you add all of these things up together? You would think that you actually get high energy from the medium-sized opening, but actually lose energy with the foam ear tips as well as the softer stem. You actually get a very muted experience, so there's a lot of high roll-off. You actually get a bit more bass and mid energy, and if this is the sort of sound that you like, or if your earphones are a bit too hot, maybe foam ear tips are the way to go for you. We have a visual representation somewhere over here to show you how do they actually sound like. And by this visualization, if you think your earphone is hot, maybe you can try these foam ear tips out to suit them better. So with Comply ear tips, they do age a bit as you use them. Brand new, they're either black or grey. Just talking a bit more about the grey ones, after you use them for about a week or two or a month, they gradually get yellower and yellower, and with that they actually lose some of their foamy properties. They don't stay squished for too long and they might expand a bit too quickly, which affects the seal of the earphone as well. So I recommend that you just change them a bit more often so that you actually maintain a bit more high frequencies in your music if you would like. But if you like those duller kind of sound, and it's all up to you, you can actually let them age a bit, and some people actually do like that. The choice is yours. With Comply ear tips, one of the most amazing things about it is the level of isolation. You get a very high level of isolation, so you got to be careful when you're walking around with them. You can literally not hear anything from the outside world, and you can be stuck in your little head space just listening to your music, and that is really quite amazing. And that's it for Comply tips. And next up will be hybrid ear tips. There are many types of hybrid ear tips in the market. There are ones that have a silicone ear tip with foam coating on the dome, or they can have a silicone ear tip with foam underneath the dome. Today we're going to talk about the SONY Triple Comfort earbuds, but they're actually ear tips. I just do not know why SONY called them earbuds, but hey, it's SONY, right? And with these ear tips, one of the interesting things to note is that it is actually a silicone ear tip with foam coating the dome of the ear tips. And let's find out more about the sound when we analyze the structure of the ear tips in greater detail. So with the structure of the SONY ear tips, this is something that's interesting about it. They actually have a medium opening which allows high frequencies to pass through. The dome, as mentioned just now, it is foam coated silicone. It makes it actually really rather soft, and this is one thing that is actually interesting. Although the tip is coated with foam, it actually doesn't take away much high frequencies. It's just basically a different sensation when you put them in your ear. And lastly, the stem is also semi-rigid and actually allows more energy to pass through. On the whole, the sound is actually really rather balanced, and One thing that actually differs from the silicone ear tips would be that you don't actually get the same kind of seal as you get with silicone ear tips. You, on the other hand, will get the sensation that the ear tip actually isolates, but without the seal, and this actually creates a pressure relieving effect. So you can actually wear them for a long term without feeling much inner ear pressure, and I think that is really great. Now, with regards to sound, it is exactly as how you expect it to be. It is an amalgamation of both foam properties and as well as silicone properties. So what you get is you actually get a very decent amount of bass as well. Mid-range is actually very forward. The only thing about this ear tip is that it cuts down slightly on the high energy, which is actually perfectly fine. I would consider them to be a very balanced ear tip to use with most earphones. And if you like the pressure relieving properties, I think you should consider the SONY hybrid ear tips as well. Please note, these are actually called the SONY Triple Comfort earbuds, although they are ear tips. But yes, this is what they are called. We actually have a graph showing you how do these ear tips actually sound like. So you can probably see the levels, and they are actually quite balanced. Now, in conclusion, you know, there are many types of ear tips as we have discussed. Silicone, foam, hybrid, whatever. What is most important is that you select the ear tips that suit your taste the best. Be it silicone if you want a more traditional sounding IEM, or whether you want foam where you want to cut down on the highs, or hybrid to get the best of both worlds. I think it's important to match ear tips with your IEMs, and at the end of the day, select the ones that you like. Well, this is all from Kenneth from Project Perfection. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you want more coming up in the future, please press the bell icon as well to be reminded that we are here, guys. Anyways, thanks so much for joining us, and I hope to see you very soon. Can you go away?